Yo, what up? This is, I guess you should just know me as D. And, this right here, what you're watching right here is the Dharma. This is the Dharma. This is Zen. Um, it's just like a movie that, I don't know if it was just my idea or really I'm just gathering offerings that as a monk, the as a as a rabbi, the the Zen community being universal community has offered me to with which to make some understanding of Zen, the Zen way, because somehow it got to this point where it was like somebody somebody has to set it straight as to what it's about, because I've journeyed now and I've made my journey through the Tao, and I've practiced Zazen for you know these like 14 years now, and I've traveled from east to west and seen all of I guess many incarnations of the Zen way in many temples, uh, many forests, many random places that had nothing to do with anything. 'Cause that's usually where you really find it. But and it was like, I felt I attained enlightenment pretty early on. I just had an intuitive grasping of the teachings. I think most of us do, and enlightenment or endarkenment, because they're really the same, but to be traditional enlightenment is a matter of just accepting it as a reality, which many people, we live in limitation and we feel like we can't embrace enlightenment. But what is that really, There's no set behavior, there's no set feeling. It's enlightenment has to be independent of all that. So it's just a matter of accepting it, and in accepting it, we can see that nothing exists. Nothing has ever existed, yet there's the feeling. And what can that feeling be except love? And for me, this was happiness. And so I wrote, I love to write, I love to do yoga, and I was like, I was in school, like, just meditating. I was never really that interested in school, but I like to write and philosophize. And so I kind of just, went through the classes, kind of, like, it was interesting, some of it, but it wasn't until, like, I went to high school where I learned yoga and, like, stuff like that, that, I don't even know where I'm going with that. I smoke so much weed, man. Asanomi, that's what they call it in Japan. That's part of the Zen tradition. And really, if you want to, like, get into the roots, wait a second. My mind's scattered. It's okay. Let's just walk in silence for a bit. Wow. This is Zen. Green leaves scattered in the distance, emerging from the darkness, a poem meaning nothing. But so basically, I'm in high school, And like, I just started meditating a lot and really like understanding because all these teachings were available on the internet. There was a lot of like, it was the good era of Discordia, and they were really like breaking down the ego, breaking down like all the stuff in society in ways that I don't even remember now fully. But to sum it up, basically, that there's no government aside from the soul, from the spirit, that like our psyche is the only real, it's all we can encounter in life. There's nothing else. Like, and so in that, I saw, my friends, they're all politics, they're all like, you have to do so much. But I was always in like the circle of people I knew, I was trying to draw people in and saying, the true way to end this is to go within and to accept that which we project onto others into ourselves. And so then, seeing it as ourselves, we can come to peace with it, and in coming to peace with it, be happy. And so I basically ended up like becoming very disillusioned after meditating and experiences, working with plants sacredly. And I was also really into like kind of mysticism, especially Jewish mysticism. I just randomly like picked up some books and you know but and I think that like Zen also has roots in the Hebrew people, and the Hebrew people have roots in Japan, which I didn't even know. Recently I was enlightened to this discovery recently, and I was like, whoa, because Zazen is actually either derivative or um, it stems from Sason, which is a name in it's a Hebrew name that means happiness. So like Zen meditation, happiness meditation, Zazen practice, happiness practice. And I think it also goes back to the core like teachings of the true dynamicness of the faith, of anything, because all faiths, they're like living growing things. But anyways, so like I'm going through, right, and like I drop out of school because I'm like, I've got this, Alan Watts, Timothy Leary, like all this stuff is real, and it's like it's gonna be cool. Like there's nothing, I don't know, I just took some acid one day and I just like realized that I could pretty much do anything. And I saw that it was mind. I saw society, it's just mind. It like freaks you out. You feel like it has so much weight. But if you just go and do something, you just go and walk in the Zen way, you will be okay. And I was okay, and I actually went crazy, or I was diagnosed as crazy. Uh, and I heard voices and many things, but I still tried to meditate. And I ended up going, I met all these people, these shaman people. Oh man. I met all these shaman people, and none of them really meditated. They just had a trance thing. And I was like, I don't know if I trust this, you guys can do it. You do your trance, but, I don't know if I can trust it. And they're like, ah, yeah. And they go and they're all like psychedelic, and they went and they did ayahuasca in like Brazil, and like they moved back there and they kind of just dropped me. Like they were like, oh well, not really talking to you anymore, you crazy mofo. So I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. But they just kind of left. And then this other person came up in my life right after that, and I realized at that point that, I was in contact with the Shaolin. I actually don't really know who they are, but they're some kind of Zen group, zenguide.com, you know, all kinds of stuff. All the dudes know me. They know me. They don't talk about it that much. But so, anyways, like I'm going through that. I'm meditating. I developed my own school of Zen, the wanti Zen, and little do I realize I'm still living with my parents at this point, and they like know about this, and they're like trying to lead me along some kind of spiritual path because we went to the woods, enchanted woods where the sacred mushrooms grew. And I practiced there, and then like the spirit of that wood, like told us to go. So we left. I practiced in another place that was once again it had to do, it was like Belgium Zen, and I was like, it's like the fairies talking to me saying that you're like a Belgian person, your spirit was like, it's like in those movies. But then I felt like, this is too cliche. It's getting too physicalized. Why is this happening? And what I realized was that they were, the Zen community was calling me to give some kind of teaching. I went to Seattle, and I lived with this guy who said he practiced Zazen. I never saw him in Zazen, but he said he practiced Zen, and he dealt meth, and like he was in this band that played the same song every day, and it was kind of weird because like his girlfriend was like German and Catholic, and she talked really like fast, and like she didn't like me, and like I was just trying to like live. I was feeling kind of crazy. I was just like meditating, and so one day I just go. I'm like, I need to go to the hospital because like, I'm schizophrenic. I mean, I am. Like, and I was freaking out about that because it felt like a conspiracy. I mean, like, the friends I had met before, his name was Mira, who I thought was my sister. I mean, she is my sister, really. It's just some insane stuff. But basically, our dad, he talks about Zen. But the problem is that he can quote all these stories and anecdotes and like repeat them verbatim. But yet, this is not Zen. I think that like it lacks the physical practice of Zazen, and it just repeats the same instance over and over. And that's just like karma, that's suffering. It's not the full compassion. It's not, but maybe it's Haku and a Kaku. I'll hack you in a khaki jeans or something. I don't know. But anyways, so I'm there and they kick me out and steal all my stuff and my laptop, in Everett, Washington, like one day randomly. And I'm like, fuck it. These people are meth heads. It's not good stuff, man. And plus they're like smoking meth in the house, the windows closed. It's like some Holocaust shit, yeah? Like this is not, I don't know, man. So I had to get out of there. I lived in Seattle, then I moved to Seattle. And the whole reason I went there is to get medical herb, right? And to just like try to like commune with some people about, what I had found in my meditations, on Judaism, wantiism, Zen, whatever. And so then I'm in Seattle, Capitol Hill, homeless on the street, and practicing Zazen. And the whole street there, it's a very Zen place. The whole place is set up, it's like a Buddhist garden, a Zen garden. And it's a really good area for if you like art, you like writing haikus, makeup, drawing, and just put it anywhere, on anything. And like, then on like one day, this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Do you want a house?" And I'm like, "I guess so. Do you want to live with me?" So I do, and he ends up being a crackhead, but he also says he practices Zen, he has some guru, some like strange cult group who they didn't really have like a real like faith. I think it's because like they wanted to make a movie. Because like I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but all this goes against Zen. These are like, I feel like this is more a kung fu element, but true Zen is just like you're sitting there, you have your poetry, you have your meditation, and you begin to see everything in just a peaceful, deep way. It's not hypnosis, it's not listening to a little repetitive thing. It's not any of that, you know? And that's what I feel like it's being presented as now. And it's being like mixed with all these religions that are really actually stomping out the essence of how to truly enjoy Zen. It's just become about someone's ego. And like, it shouldn't be that way. And they're trying to make it about my ego, giving me this story, but I have to tell you this to clear this drama and stuff because it's weird. But anyways, it's like, so I had to leave that dude eventually because like he was trying to set up a whole alchemical tapestry and smoke crack in the bathroom and get pissed at me all the time. And there was like, it was a one room house basically. And it was like weird. Like that's not what I'm used to. And he was like a 40-year-old dude trying to like have like 20-year-old girlfriends all the time. And it was kind of strange. And he was also German. And like, so I just sat there and I was like, okay, well that's happening. I guess it's obviously all connected in some way. It's obviously, but at the same time, Zen has no rituals. Zen has no, like, I have no family. I have no attachments to this stuff because it's like, live in the moment. Don't be attached to, any of that. It just passes like the river, It's like the river. And there's no initiation. There's no, like, this is not truly Zen. Zen is not the organizations. Zen is not the monasteries. This is not it, I mean, and so I'm here and I just wanted to practice Zen and meditate here because now we're in this place, another place that, you know, they're trying to invoke spirits, but the whole thing is don't invoke spirits. I don't know. I mean, the people I live with believe in that, but I just believe in Zazen, you know. I don't believe in calling on ancestors. I don't believe in having any master. I just believe practice meditation. And so, this is it.